We are live. Welcome to Do and Da. I am Do.
And I am Da.
Alright, and this is Do and Da. Okay, so before we get into any other topics, Da right here would like to tell us a story.
I today met a legendary Rochesterian. And probably a lot of people heard of him since he was still coaching in at least 2003 that we know about. Ed Naptopsky from Cardinal Mooney, Brockport High School, and Kearney High School. Now, when I was growing up, we had a thing called a newspaper, and it was the only time, it's the only place we could get the news from was the newspaper. So I remember I was reading about Ed from the time I was very small, and he was probably coaching actually before I was even born. But he he's noted as the top high school high school basketball coach in the history of Rochester, easily. He's had what 10 titles, 10 sectional titles. I think he had. He he's in the Hall of Fame. Anybody that knows anything about basketball, and I believe me, I didn't follow college basketball or high school basketball that much, but anybody that even was just living had to hear of him. Okay, and I had the pleasure of unexpectedly meeting him today. Um, I met actually his whole family, and what a beautiful family, inside and out. This family was. I was there for 10 minutes, probably 15 minutes, maybe talking to their family. And by the time I left, it was like I was their son leaving. I mean, the, the, the two daughters that I met were just, the aura about them was just fantastic. I mean, as good as a basketball coach he was, the best thing he probably ever did was raise a family, raise his kids the way he did because, and his daughters think the world of their parents, and just a phenomenal family. And I was just thrilled to meet a guy I had been reading about for I don't know how many years and never had the chance to meet him. Of course, I didn't play high school basketball, at least for my high school, so it was a thrill to meet such a good guy, a very humble gentleman. I'd asked him about his championships and the Hall of Fame, and all he could say was, if you got if you got great players playing high school ball, you're going to win championships. That's what he told me. But that was just a humble experience. The guy was noted as being the greatest high school basketball coach. So it was just it was a happy day for me to meet him and his great family. Um, like I said, beautiful inside and out. That whole family.
Wholesome story, right? Nice family. So he was very humble about everything that he accomplished
Yes,
from
very.
what you
He
told
he
me.
didn't he wouldn't take any credit for anything.
Well, that's very cool. Very cool. All right. All right. Now what are we moving on to? Moving on to I can talk a little bit about entertainment if you want
Go ahead
for real
before we
quick.
get into football.
Yeah. So yesterday was the Golden Globes, which I think is like MTV's a part of MTV's awards, or I think something like that. And basically, they just give out all entertainment awards, shows, and movies, and all that stuff. Um, the most notable, I think, of them all is the um, best actor for a series was Evan Peters, who played Jeffrey Dahmer. And it's just really crazy because I know if you're like any comic fans are out there, you probably already know Evan Peters because he plays Quicksilver in the X-Men movies, and he also Quicksilver in WandaVision, which we watched that show together. And he also is in that show American Horror Stories, which a few seasons are good. I recommend the show if you like a little scary stuff. But if you listen to his voice before that role to now, it's crazy. Like, his vocal cords have completely changed into Jeffrey Dahmer. And I guess that he's a method actor, which just means that even when he leaves the set, he tries to stay in character so he doesn't break that character, but just for like any role that he does. And he did that for Dahmer, and I'm thinking like, whoa, how method did you go? Because if there's like a head in your refrigerator, we need to talk about it. But his I just thought it was funny because his speech, you can literally hear his voice is just like Dahmer, and the way he walks is like still like Dahmer, even though the show's over. Because it's been like he had to stay in that mental state for like however long they were filming the show. But what's also ironic about it is that the best actor in a movie or whatever type of movie that they showed, or whatever it was classified as, I don't know what they classified it as, was Austin Butler, who played Elvis. And the same thing happened to him, because I think that the new Elvis movie, it took like 2 to 3 years to finish just filming it. And so Austin Butler's voice before the Elvis role was completely different, whatever. And then when he had to start doing the Elvis voice, it went completely like he just sounds like Elvis now. Like I showed the video to you. Doesn't he sound exactly like Elvis?
Yeah, he does.
It's like both the actors. I just bringing it up because both the actors that won like best actor, now their vocal cords, you can hear their vocal cords screaming for help. It's like they cannot get back to how they used to speak anymore.
You better be careful that you don't turn your vocal cords into Jeffrey Dahmer.
I did do a Dahmer impression at work quite a few times now. A guy actually recognized that it was the Dahmer
I hope
voice
so.
and said,
Now you know you got to do it, right?
exactly. So I don't know, man. Do I want to risk my vocal cords like them? Would I sound better as Dahmer?
Maybe.
What? I have to do it right
If they
now.
did Dahmer too, maybe you could get the role.
Dahmer 2, the one where he comes back to life. Then he's gonna eat brains anyway. Wait, if Dahmer's a zombie, does that mean that he comes back to life and he just wants to eat like human food? Because you know how zombies want to eat brains. So, but he ate brains before. So, you see what I'm saying? Is it like reverse affecting him? Like he doesn't want to eat the brains anymore?
Are you just trying to put off doing
No,
Dahmer?
I can do
You're
it.
going to do it.
I can do it, but it's a funny thing to think about. I don't want to. Okay, I'll do it. Alright. Ready? What do you want me to say?
I'll ask you questions.
Okay.
Jeff, what was your pleasure about killing people?
Well, I took him back to my apartment, and first he would have a couple brewskis, and then after that it was more like I didn't really think about, killing them. I just thought about keeping them there, so like we could party together.
Did you ever take pictures of them?
Yeah, I took a few pictures. Polarize it. Well, I would ask him, before I would give him permission to take a few pictures, and I'll pay him. I'll pay him about $60.
What about movies? Do you watch any movies?
Uh, yeah, I watch The Exorcist 3. So probably the greatest movie of all time. Yeah, it's probably my favorite movie. I watch that movie a lot. It gets me in my zone. You know, you just ever have a movie you watch over and over and never get sick of it. That's probably mine. That I resonate a lot with. You know? Yeah.
Okay. You done with Dahmer?
Uh, I guess so. So, yeah, but maybe my vocal cords will change completely.
Maybe. You keep doing
I
it.
don't know. I'm proud of that if somebody recognized it that I
Well, of
didn't
course they're
even
gonna
know.
recognize it.
But you never know how many people are gonna know that it's what Dahmer's voice sounds like, unless that guy watched the show, which is why he recognized it. But it was a random guy. And at the Golden Globes as well, Eddie Murphy had a little speech, and I have the audio from it here. I hope that you guys can hear it well, because I would pull it up, but the last time I pulled a video up, we got a copyright strike. So, I'm not gonna risk it again. I'm just gonna play the audio. But, hopefully you guys can hear it okay. If not, we'll watch it together too, okay? Ready?
What do you
know that there is
Eddie
a
Murphy.
definitive blueprint that you can follow to achieve success, prosperity, longevity, and peace of mind. It's a blueprint, and I followed it my whole career. It's very simple. There's three things. You just do these three things. Pay your taxes, mind your business, and keep Will Smith's wife's name.
The audio cut out there because he said, "Out your mouth." Obviously a reference to the Oscars. I just thought that was very funny that he said that, because Eddie Murphy has come out many times and said that he hates how comedians can no longer be comedians because people take way too much offense to it. And I think he went up there after being in the grave for a long time just to say that and be like, "Will Smith, what's up?" I thought that was very cool.
Eddie Murphy is so funny.
He is very funny, so I wanted to share that. Anyway, on to football.
Yeah, let's first let's uh, say how ridiculous it is to hold somebody back from a job, especially if you're a great athlete, okay, because of your skin color. I mean, if the guy is black or if the guy is white and the guy is a phenomenal athlete or a phenomenal coach or whatever he does, you're going to keep him, right? You're not going to cut him because he has the wrong skin color. And I mean, I just think it's ridiculous that anybody would hold anything against anybody because of their skin color, okay? Because I could have been born black, right? You could have been born black. So if I was, we didn't have a choice, right? So if somebody, if I wanted to be prejudiced against black people, I could have been born black, so I could be black. It's just ridiculous to hold anything back from anybody because of their skin color. Okay? That being said, the headlines that we have to go over for this week are three football coaches, three NFL football coaches got fired. Denver's coach got fired, yeah, but he got fired like with 2 weeks left in the season. And then the Cardinals coach got fired
Yep.
at the end of the year. And the Houston Texans coach got fired at the end of the year. So, what we should be talking about, folks, is three NFL coaches got fired and who would replace them.
Right.
Okay. Like Denver, well, Denver's looking to interview Harbaugh, the evil twin, right? But he wants to be back in the NFL. So I don't know if Denver qualifies
As the NFL,
as the
I know. I don't
NFL.
know why.
So I don't think he's going to take that job.
I don't
Because
believe so.
I mean, he would really have to desperately want to get out of Michigan to go back, and that's got to be the worst job you can get right now.
Did he say he wanted to go back to the NFL? I thought he said that he wanted
he
to.
didn't, but now supposedly he's going to be interviewed for the job.
Oh, okay.
Okay, now that's all we should be talking about here, right? Is the 3 replacements. But due to Stephen A. Smith and a couple other guys, we are talking, or some people are talking, Stephen A. Smith. We know what the A stands for, right?
No,
Okay.
I love Stephen A.
I know you love Stephen A. Smith, but for him to come out, because one of the 3 coaches that were fired happens to be black, and people claiming that they're just prejudiced against him, that's why they're firing him. Well, they had the second pick, so they had the second worst record in the NFL. Okay. So, and he's already been fired, by the way. He used to be coach the Chicago Bears a while back. He got fired from that job, too. Okay, so to call Houston prejudiced for letting their coach go, okay, if that was true, why did they ever hire him? They didn't have to hire a black head coach, correct? They could have, there's a million white coaches out there, white candidates that they could have hired. It's just so totally ridiculous. Anything, it seems like anything, everything has to fall to the race card, especially with Stephen A. Smith, okay, and a lot of other guys. Things are falling to the race card for ridiculous reasons, okay. Now, is Houston, is Denver fired a white head coach?
Well, more than your point of saying why did they hire them or him in the first place, is just the fact that the only reason why they fired him is just because he's not the best coach for them.
Right.
And that's what goes for anybody really down the line.
Exactly.
So and here's what I compare that to is Colin Kaepernick, because everybody says that still to this day, even though that controversy is kind of over, right? But still to this day, a lot of people say that the only reason why he never got picked up on an NFL team or assigned to another NFL team is because of his the color of his skin, or because of kneeling for the flag and stuff. But here's the thing, that's not even why. It's literally just because he's a bad quarterback. That's it. That's the one of my pet peeves is that everybody's like, Colin Kaepernick was actually a good quarterback. Bro, listen, the only reason why he made it to that Super Bowl against the Ravens in 2012 is, or was it 2013? One or the other, is because of the team that he had. It wasn't his talent. To be honest, he kind of reminds me of Lamar in a way, because he couldn't throw at all. Maybe he had a little bit more throwing ability than Lamar. But all he could do was run, and he wasn't nearly as good at running as Lamar is, in my opinion. But all I'm saying is that he wasn't the most talented quarterback. If you go back and watch Colin Kaepernick, that's what a lot of people don't remember. Remember what he played like. He played like poop.
Okay, let's
That's
say,
the only reason why
Okay.
he got fired.
let's say Kermit started acting like
Mahomes. For those who don't know.
oh, they don't know who Kermit is.
I mean, I'm sure they would know, but
Let's say he started acting like Kaepernick, right? Do you think the Kansas City would let him go because he's kneeling down before a game, or because he's black? Do you really think that they would let him go? No chance, right? No chance. No, Kansas City will never let him go unless he commits a crime or something like that. But I mean, if he acts like Kaepernick, he would still be the number one quarterback in the league.
Or how about this? That really did happen. All about what Antonio Brown acted like, and he got how many chances in the NFL from other teams that picked him up? He acted like a fool. And he still does act like a fool. He literally had public nudity. That was his newest charge. Public nudity at a family pool. So he's still out there acting like a goon. Maybe it's the CTE. We'll never know. But he was acting like a goon even before the concussions, okay? So, and so with all AB's buffoonery, alright, he got how many chances just because he was that talented of a wide receiver? Has nothing to do with their skin color or the way that they act or whatever. It comes down to the talent and who's most fit for the job. The only reason why I think Stephen A. Smith and some of these other guys are saying this about the coach in particular is because remember that whole controversy with what's his name, not even like probably like 2 years ago, where it was all like the leaked emails and text messages and stuff about how they weren't hiring
Not
that
black head coaches.
oh no, yeah, but it was leaked emails and stuff that, so I can't even remember who, like, there was one black head coach that they were gonna hire, but then they just didn't hire him because he was black, pretty sure. In the email, like, they said that, but wasn't it the Raiders that had that controversy? I'm pretty sure it was the Raiders. But it was like 2 years ago, and I think that's the only reason why Stephen A. Smith is bringing up that coach in particular is because of that controversy that happened. And plus, speaking of the Raiders and controversies, Chucky, right? What about that? Chucky, the controversy with him and stuff about
John
like,
Gruden?
yes, well that's who Chucky is.
Well, they don't know that. They should know.
Everybody-
They should know that. But
And like about his leaked emails and stuff too about racism and stuff like that. So, and I'm not doubting. Obviously, there's guys in the NFL that are racist, right? There's like tons of them, but in this situation, like, there's no way. And that's why we bring it up now, is because if it was blatant, like if there was evidence and it was blatantly obvious that this guy didn't deserve to be fired, you know, and he got fired just because he was black, like, yeah, everybody would be throwing a riot about it, but it's just not true. Not in this situation. It's not true. But I still love you, Stephen A. Smith, and you're welcome to come on Do and Die anytime. You want to come on Do and Die, and
want to talk about the Stephen A? I'm ready.
and I love you, Stephen A. Smith, and let me tell you something else. We'll talk to you after this playoff season. You can bring your cigar and your cowboy hat.
Yeah, we do love when the Dallas loses and you.
We do love that.
We do.
And you know what, Stephen A. With any sports commentator, they're gonna have hits and misses. I think that Stephen A. has way more hits than misses. Like, he was the only one, in Lamar's second year, and even in his first year, when the Ravens lost the first playoff game. Remember, both years because of Lamar. I'm not even gonna lie. It was literally because of him. Remember in that first playoff year, they had Joe Flacco on the bench, and they decided to keep benching him for Lamar when Lamar had like something crazy like 2 fumbles and 2 interceptions, and he was just not.
That game, he had like the all-time worst
Yeah,
playoff
he.
game of anyone ever.
Yes, that's what people don't remember and don't see. Obviously, he was a rookie at the time, but then the next year, he put up one of the most terrible performances anyway. Again, it was just bad. And Stephen A. Smith was one of the only commentators that said Lamar has to take responsibility for that loss, and the Ravens have to think if they want to keep this guy on the team. You know, he straight up was like the only one criticizing Lamar. And almost out of every other interview and every other like sports podcast and show or whatever that I saw, they were defending Lamar on there, saying he's still early in his career. He can do this. He can do that. He can. Lamar's good at some things. You know what he's not good at? Winning a playoff game. And that's exactly what Stephen A. Smith was saying. Oh. Joe Flacco won more than that in his rookie year. Okay? Talk to the hand. Anyway, all I'm saying is that Stephen A. Smith was like, do you think that you can win a Super Bowl with this man? Because he was saying, I don't think that the Ravens will ever win a Super Bowl with Lamar Jackson. And that's what he said. And it's not like he's biased against Lamar or anything. He still talks good about the things that Lamar does good. He just criticizes him, and he got like freaking almost like not canceled, but like he got, firestorm on like Twitter and everything for saying that the first time it came out. And now that we're on the topic of Lamar, by the way, I forgot exactly what his name is, but he's some reporter in Baltimore who said that it will be an uphill battle for Lamar to play on Sunday because there is still inflammation and swelling and discomfort in his ankle. And that sucks, and I don't doubt that there is, but because like we were saying, there's no chance for us to win without Lamar there. As much as he sucks in the playoffs, you know who sucks worse? The backups. So, anyway.
Anyway, Stephen A. Smith, I agree with you that he has more hits than misses.
And he was the only one defending Joe Flacco, too. He said, and not only on the Ravens, but then when in the Jets, he said they have to start Joe Flacco if they want to win, which we're going to get. We just love Joe Flacco here. I love Joe Flacco.
Well,
you love Joe Flacco?
I don't care if Jesus was the quarterback for the Jets. With that offensive line.
Yeah, no, nobody's going to do anything.
That offensive line was just, I mean, they had 3 guys hurt that last game, and they were bad to begin with.
Yeah.
So it was just like, if Joe Flacco had the Bills' offensive line or Tampa Bay's offensive line or somebody that's going to give him any kind of time to throw, not even as much time as Allen and Brady has, the guy's going to pick everybody apart. No
yeah.
question.
Yeah, and the poor commentators that last Jets game, too, were like, oh my god, Flacco's gonna feel this in the morning. Remember, they kept saying stuff because that offensive line. The thing is that everybody say, oh, he's an old man, he can't move, whatever. Nah, he was moving, bro. Your offensive line, literally, he had .001 seconds to decide where he was gonna throw it, if he was gonna throw it, or whatever. Like, it was crazy. But
well, Stephen A. to put this to bed about Stephen A. Yeah, I agree. But his misses are a lot of times major swings and misses. Can we please put this racist crap to bed once and for all? Okay, no more. Oh, because he was black, he got fired. Because they won't hire him as quarterback because he's black. No, if Bill Belichick was black, you think they would fire him? Come on. They're gonna keep and hire the best people for the organization, okay? And to be honest with you, If I had a choice, I would rather have a black coach than a white coach because 75% of the players are black, right?
There is a
Oh, sorry, my.
So they can relate better to a black head coach. That's my opinion. Okay, but to just put this racist garbage to bed. Okay, it's nothing to do with race. Anytime somebody black gets fired or hired or not hired or not on the roster or whatever, I mean, he sounds like LeBron James sometimes. Okay, so let's just keep that stuff out of everything.
Sometimes things have to do with race, and sometimes things don't have to do with race, and that's the final thing, that this situation doesn't have to do with race. I'll tell you what
Sports
has
do
to.
not.
Okay, sometimes no.
Sports do not. They're going to hire the best people.
Not all the time though. Sometimes there is times where there's just prejudice, but in this situation, you know, it's it's not. And I'll tell you why also as well. Just one current example. Jerry Jones, you are not welcome on the Do and Da podcast. You will actually, you know what? No, you are welcome on the Do and Da podcast because I will roast you and your family, okay? Actually, I don't know about your family. Maybe they're nice. Probably doubt it, actually. Jerry Jones, here's the thing. Little Rock, Arkansas, everybody knows Little Rock High School was the first school to be integrated, right? It was only, what, I think 12 black kids. And, and like in Forrest Gump, in the Forrest Gump scene, where they edited Forrest Gump when the one of the white kids shoves the black girl's like folder out, and then it's on the floor, and then Forrest goes and picks it up for her and says, "Excuse me, you dropped this, ma'am." Remember that? Yeah, well, in real life, obviously Forrest Gump wasn't there, but in real life, Jerry Jones was there, and he was one of the white protesters. And there's a photo, and they tried to cover up the photo. By they, I mean the organization of the Dallas Cowboys and the NFL tried to cover up the photo from being leaked, and it got leaked anyway, because he was there. So, I know it was a completely different time, and whatever, but that's the time that he grew up in. So, dude,
People change sometimes.
people change sometimes, but if you're a protester against integration, a protester, you gotta have a strong opinion, bro, about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. All I'm saying is and the fact that they were trying to cover it up, like, if he should have just been transparent about it. You know what I'm saying? But of course he's not. I just hate the Dallas Cowboys as well. Suck it, Cowboys.
All right, let's get into the playoffs.
Well, you interrupted me when I was gonna say my thing about Lamar. So he hasn't practiced, right?
No.
And there was that report about the inflammation and swelling and discomfort. And I don't doubt it, because I wouldn't think that low of Lamar. Here's the thing though. New_era8, which is your social media username, Lamar Jackson. I follow him on social media, as many others do. How come when they're saying that he's resting and stuff, he's posting on social media that he's like out with his friends, and he's which one thing he did a toy drive, which was very nice, but he's doing different things with his friends from Florida where he grew up, and he wasn't at some of the Ravens games on the sidelines. He wasn't even there to support his team or whatever. I'm just saying, that's a little suspicious, man. Why are you out doing whatever you're doing and posting it on social media, and then all the headlines are saying discomfort, inflammation, swelling, and he can't play, and he hasn't been at the games, and he hasn't been at practice, and what, like, you're not even gonna show up, bro? Doesn't that seem a little, like, I won't lie, he's been at the past couple games, and I'm sure he wants to play in the playoffs, probably to prove himself, because I don't know with that the Roquan Smith contract there. I don't know if the Ravens are gonna sign Lamar. Might be a little trouble there. Am I right? And with this whole thing about his ankle and everything, and if he is blowing him off, because every time they ask Harbaugh in a press conference or whatever, he's like, I don't know, it's up to Lamar. I don't know, it's up to Lamar. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? They don't know anything. What's going on with him? You're not gonna like say something like, Lamar, show up. You know, bet on yourself or something. He should want to play. And if he's not 100%, then he's not 100%. And I don't want to put him through more pain. But with his social media posts that I've been seeing, maybe he should have just actually rested. Because it seems like he didn't rest. Like, and treat his ankle how it was supposed to. And now we're down to this situation where we're definitely just going to lose. Because I don't think he's going to play. And I don't think the Ravens are going to re-sign him. So now we have to make a decision of who's going to be our quarterback in the future. But our whole offense is now based around Lamar, where it's more of a running offense than it is a passing offense, and that can be fine. But it's just like we literally built the whole offense around Lamar, and now he's just treated like he's irresponsible. He is. That's all I have to say.
Well, Lamar is showed how much he meant to the offense by watching the last 2 weeks, watching the Ravens offense, which was pathetic. Um, I don't want to embarrass a high school team by comparing their offense to a high school offense because they were so bad. But Lamar his whole game is quickness. He's got speed, but quickness is his whole game because he can juke people, and the other teams have to worry about him running more than anything when they play Baltimore. When he's not in the game, they don't have to worry about anything. So he's a very exciting quarterback, and he's very valuable to their team, obviously. But after signing Smith to that $20 million a year contract, um, it didn't look good before to sign Lamar. Now it looks like there's no way. So what I was thinking, I mean, if you can get 2 number ones and 2 number twos for Russell Wilson, for Lamar, he should be able to get 4 number ones and 4 number twos for Lamar. Um, I'm exaggerating, of course, but you know they got to make a decision. Do they sign him? They're probably almost definitely going to sign him. Um, you know, so other teams can sign him, and then trade him. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm thinking. They're going to sign him to the what's that called?
What?
When you sign somebody, so the other team's not transitional player, but
well, whatever. I know what you mean.
Whatever it's called, it's so they can do it for 2 years. They can sign him to 2-year contract, but I think what they're going to do is sign him and trade him to the best available package deal, and then turn this team totally around into a regular offense. It's a passing and running offense instead of just a running offense. Which the running offense was very effective when he was healthy.
And that's another thing. I mean, the Ravens had RG3 for a couple of years, but Lamar, to me, is just another RG3.
Well, he is with his bad.
That's what I'm saying. He can't. Yeah. First of all, he's going to age. He's not going to be as quick, even if he doesn't get hurt. And second of all, yeah, he does get hurt. And guess what? He's gonna lose his quickness, especially if he has a more severe injury like RG3 had than just an ankle. I mean, um, so I think it's a good move by the Ravens to get rid of Lamar. Who am I to say?
I'd rather keep him,
I mean,
but
yeah,
but
but
can't
but
afford him, I
not.
don't
But
think.
also, he's. I'm seeing things that I feel like a lot of people aren't seeing because I follow him on this stuff because I really do like him as a guy and as a player. So I followed him, of course, and he's our quarterback. So trust, as one says. But I look and like he's supposed to be resting and everything, and he's just out like doing things. And then he's not even showing up to practice. He can't even show up to the games half the time when he's hurt. You know what I'm saying? It's just like irresponsibility, I feel. And I don't want to be all up in his business because I know Lamar's kind of a more private guy apparently. But then why are you posting all this stuff, man? It hurts my
Probably shouldn't be out
feelings.
gallivanting with his friends if his legs sore, too sore to. Supposedly he tested it against Cincinnati before the game started and it didn't feel right. He said so. I don't know. It went from like he's definitely going to be back from the playoffs when he first hurt his leg, or he may even play this week, to it just seems like Lamar takes a lot longer to heal than speculation, would have it for him.
I don't know, something's going on and it's real weird, but you know what though? I'm happy about Roquan Smith. I think that's great.
Yeah, I don't know if he's worth 20 million a year, but he's a good linebacker. So I don't know.
At least we have a defensive weapon besides Humphrey.
Yes. By the way, Humphrey ended the season with 0 touchdowns against them,
Yeah.
according to the football people. Not me. I didn't say that.
I
Football.
love Humphrey. That's another person I follow. He's great. He's so funny too. The Ravens defense, they get poopied on a lot, but there's some talents there, and I like a lot of the players as people. They're very nice. But you know what is another thing? Talking about going back a little bit to coaches. Um, maybe there is prejudice in the Ravens because what is going on with the coaching? What you're telling me? You're not only not going to get rid of Greg Roman, who's like my worst enemy, but then whatever his name is of the defense. Anybody watch one Ravens game and look at the defense? Half the time, it's not even like the player's fault. It's just like the coaching.
That's McDonald. That's the defensive
Mike
coordinator.
McDonald,
Yeah.
thank you. The zone defense.
Constantly zone defense, a soft zone. When they have a guy like Marlon Humphrey playing corner, they can take anybody out of the game just about. I mean, it's ridiculous.
It's
The way they
wasting his
play.
talent. It's wasting their talent when they have coaching like that. It's ridiculous, bro.
I not for firing John Harbaugh, but I mean, the owner and the GM, they got GM's his next door neighbor. DaCosta is his next door neighbor. but it,
A little bit of
they,
bias.
but they have to say, look at, you either got to get rid of that, at least the offensive coordinator. I think the defensive coordinator too, or you got to go because I mean Jim John Harbaugh would be picked up in a second if he got let go by the Ravens. Okay, but we got to do something because if he's not willing to, he can take his coordinators with him.
Yeah, I love Harbaugh too, but I mean sometimes the decisions he makes, like how do you have literally the best kicker in NFL history and choose not to utilize him like 95% of the time? I don't know. But that's Harbaugh for you, I guess. But no, I like Harbaugh. Like, I'm, compared to a lot of these other coaches, I'm very happy with Harbaugh. But then, like you said, there needs to be change anyway.
And I'll tell you who has a good defense in the NFL.
The Jets.
Nobody.
What?
Nobody. Well, probably the Jets probably have the best defense, really, in the NFL. But
Yeah,
really,
that's why I said
the playoff teams and both leagues, they stink. There's not a good defense in the whole league. There's not one.
Yeah. All right, so you want to move on to the games now?
Sure.
All right. Let me just fix this really quick.
Shrinking, I'm shrinking. Help me.
So,
Help me.
I hope,
Help me.
I don't know, I didn't get any, comments. You listened to the podcast last week, right? Did we look okay? Did we sound okay? Was there technical difficulties?
I looked okay.
Okay, you know what? That's great. Well, I hope that, because I noticed that sometimes the screen, flickers, it's, goes off a little bit, but...
I didn't notice, but...
Okay.
I didn't watch the whole thing.
Well, anyway, I hope it's better, at least a little bit better this week. Alright, so, starting with the Seahawks and the 49ers wild card. Yo, you said in the beginning of the season,
right,
that the Seahawks might not even win one game.
Right. And I was correct. They didn't win one game. They won 9.
Anyway, they're in the playoffs now, Dad. And even though they're in probably nope, they're not in the worst division. One of the worst divisions. So, anyway, I'm going to go with the 49ers because...
You think?
Yeah, the Seahawks still suck, everybody. And I think we all know that deep down in our souls. Is Mr. Purdy still playing?
The thing about the 49ers, their secondary is horrible. Their kicker is going to cost them the game, or not this game, but some game. Their kicker will cost them, or their secondary. Their secondary is horrible. They got a great front seven. They put the pressure on. They got really good linebackers, but they can't cover anybody. And I think the Seahawks are going to put some points up in this game. I think they'll probably put about 20 up. The problem is the 49ers will probably put about 40 up. So I think the 49ers will crush this team.
What is Purdy playing? Is he playing? Purdy?
Why wouldn't he be?
I don't know. I just haven't looked up any 49ers updates.
Yeah, he didn't get hurt.
Okay. All right. Mr. Purdy. Is Purdy? Another wild card. Oh my god. Chargers, you better clutch up right now. Because everybody's talking about that the Jaguars are going to be the new Eagles in 2017, the underdogs. No, they're not. All right? This little front they're putting up where they think they're going to sneak up and pounce on everybody like a Jaguar. You're wrong. Trevor Lawrence, the only reason why, okay, everybody, of course, everybody blames the success on Trevor Lawrence. They said, tank for Trevor. Then they had the worst record in the league the next year, right? Then all of a sudden they said, oh, we started off worst record again. And then the Jaguars just came back, zooming. Now they're in the playoffs. Well, they're going to be out of the playoffs after this game because the Chargers are going to win. And I'm telling you right now, the only reason why the Jaguars might win this game, or the reason that they have been winning these games, is because of their defense. Their defense is the only reason why they have been winning. That's it. Trevor Lawrence hasn't even been doing nothing. Have you been watching the Jaguars games lately? Every single time. the defense scores for them. Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
They've been pretty good, but so you got the Chargers in this game.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to take the Jaguars in a close game. The Jaguars actually beat them during the year, same place, same bat channel, by 21 points this year. 3 touchdowns.
Well, now the Chargers got a little extra to it because they were in the playoffs.
They do, but I don't know. I think they might have their number.
Listen, it could be the most wildest matchup here, and I'd take anybody over the Jaguars. You know this at this point. We know this. Trevor Lawrence is not the reason. We have the Dolphins and the Bills. And I wish so much that the Dolphins would win, but Tua is out. I'm pretty sure they would have to weekend at Bernie him to get him out on the field at this point. Tua, we love you, man. Love you. I love you. I wish you were here. I don't want the Bills to win. Because now everybody's talking about how great of a story it would be if the Bills won the Super Bowl, their first Super Bowl after with all Tua, the trouble that they've went through.
With Tua, they'd have a chance. With Teddy, they'd have a very, very long chance. And Teddy's been hurt, too. So if they start that guy that they started against the Jets, it might be an all-time NFL blowout because the Bills, if they start that guy, he was horrible. I saw the whole game. The Bills will crush that team with that third-string quarterback. Okay? Teddy has got a very long shot. If Tua played, I think they could give him a game. I think they could actually.
No, they would win. They would win with Tua, and I'll tell you why. The Bills, despite their record and despite the hype all around them, even from the beginning of the season, they had the most hype out of any NFL team.
Their secondary's not that great.
Exactly. Also, Josh Allen is not the hero you think he is.
He's been showing a lot of signs of that first year Josh Allen this year. He's thrown a lot of interceptions, a lot of red zone
very
turnovers.
Weak. You guys gotta look at Josh Allen and think, uh-oh, Joshy, you know what it is? It's the Cousins curse coming to get ya. Yeah. Ooh, Josh Allen.
Sooner or later, the Bills will lose in the playoffs before the Super Bowl because we all know that they have no chance. They've already lost out because of the cousin curse.
Yes. No. Yes. Okay, now we have the Giants.
At the Vikes.
At the Vikes.
Vikings probably the worst 13 and 14 in the history of football.
Yup. Despite that being said, the Vikings will win this one.
Oh, I love the Giants in this game. I absolutely love them. And again, the Giants have no chance. They've already lost.
Well, I think it's going to be closer. What's the spread on this one, you know? It says...
3.
Oh. It's only 3?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I thought it would be more than that.
No, I think the Giants...
I was going to say, I think it's going to be a close game.
I think the Giants are going to win this game comfortably. I don't think it's going to be that close of a game.
Okay.
And...
It's just sad to think that the Vikings have
but
a lot
the Giants,
of talent.
Again, like the Bills, are already out of the playoffs.
Yes, you think the Giants are going to take them out, though?
Do I think?
The Giants are going to take the Vikings out?
Yes, but I think that, of course, the Giants can't win. They've
because of the Cousins
jinx, they've already lost.
Okay.
The Kirk Cousins this year.
Okay.
So they have no chance to make the Super Bowl. But this game... Yes, they will win.
Okay. Bold.
Whatever.
All right. Don't make me say it. Okay, first, I'm just going to say something right now about the Bengals. Joe Burr. You're not Joe Cool. We all know who's Joe Cool around these parts. And it's somebody that was probably in the league before you were even born, Burrow.
I don't know if he's in the
No, it's not. That's not true. But I'm gonna tell you something. He was out in the Bengals. Did you see this? He was in the Bengals locker room smoking a cigar with this hat on that said "Kings of the North," and then he had these like sunglasses on and like his like signature Joe Burr look that the NFL always just puts out there. They always post him on social media. Like they boast about Joe Burrow like he's their child. Like Tom Brady. Alright? He's like he's upsetting me like Tom Brady right now. You were in a locker room smoking a cigar with this fur coat on and with this hat that said Kings of the North. Do you know you only beat the Ravens' third string quarterback? Congratulations! Go smoke a cigar! What a D-bag you are, Joe Burrow. He is just, he's full of himself. He is. And I don't like him. And I just wish that the Ravens would win just so we can go in the locker room and call ourselves Joe Burr with a freaking cigar in our mouths and saying, like, it's fine to celebrate, okay? But he was specifically celebrating against the Ravens with the North rivalry and everything like that. And on top of that, the Bengals called the Ravens a dirty team. The Bengals,
who had perfect on their team.
Exactly. What is wrong with you? I wish they would just destroy him. We all know Joe Flacco's the real Joe Cool. He's a real Joe Burr. And you know what? Maybe I'm gonna take away your blood supply before the game. Wouldn't that be a shame?
Yeah, the Cincinnati people, claim he's their hero and everything. And how many citizens has he sucked the blood out of their necks?
Very many. The vampire, he's coming for us.
And he's really, he was, last time, a couple times I've seen him, he's really been low on blood. So, the Ravens, I'll say this much for the Ravens. They didn't lose by very much last week. They didn't get blown out. And that was with their third string quarterback.
And maybe this whole thing's like a little play on the Bengals. Like that one game where Lamar had to go like take a poo and he came back, you know? Maybe it's like that. Maybe they're gonna cart Lamar out and he's gonna be like, I tricked all of you. That would be awesome. And
if Huntley plays his best game,
yes,
they have a chance to beat him. I don't have a lot of confidence in this game, but I'll tell you what, the Ravens defense, no, I don't know how much the Bengals really took that game seriously last week, but if they were actually trying against the Ravens defense shut them down pretty good. So at least they didn't get blown out. So
I just looked at the next game.
The Ravens, not much of a chance, to be honest with you, without Lamar. They have Lamar. I would be actually confident that they can win this game. Because, number one, I think the Ravens got a little bit of a billboard stuff hanging up because of the Bengals and what stuff they were saying.
Exactly.
About the Ravens, how they have no chance and blah, 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 and shooting their mouths off. And
apparently we're the dirty team.
Apparently Burrow thinks they asked him about the Bengals window, and he says, oh, my whole career
is the window. Oh my God, he's such a douchebag.
So anyways, I don't know if I'd be saying that stuff. I don't think you'd see Lamar saying that stuff.
That's the thing I give Lamar. I'm just concerned for him because of the injury stuff and how he's going out and stuff. But Lamar is never that disrespectful.
But I got to go, as it stands right now, without Lamar, Bengals are gonna win.
I can't betray our team like that, Dad. I have to still go with the Ravens.
Whoa.
Hopeless romantic.
Huge upset.
All right. Oh dear God. You go, cause I can't.
Can't tie in the playoffs.
This is terrible. This is. And speaking of the worst division, the Buccaneers.
You know, Dallas.
8 and 9.
The Buccaneers are so bad. 8-9.
And you're the top.
They are really bad, but the way Dallas has been playing, I'll tell you what. I think the Buccaneers could beat them. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
I know, and I was gonna say the Bucks too.
You gotta go with the GOAT.
All right, I'm taking the Cowboys now. That's because you said that. I was gonna say the Bucks.
Are you defying Stephen A. Smith, a cigar-smoking, cowboy-hatted rant? You're denying him that rant if you're rooting for the Cowboys.
I know, but I'm torn because, I mean, the Buccaneers, bro. Stop! He is not the GOAT. And in fact, every week I have gone against the Buccaneers, and I've gone against the Broncos, and I've gone against the Jaguars. So those are the three things. And the Cowboys, I think. So now I'm stuck in a decision I have to make. I don't want to make this decision. This sucks. But there's really no... I really don't... I don't hate... I don't hate any player more than Tom Brady.
You gotta make a decision in this game.
I don't want to. I can't do it. I can't do it. I have to go with the Cowboys. I can't do it.
You're going with the Cowboys.
Because listen to this. Even the Cowboys will take the Buccaneers out and take Tom Brady out humiliatingly, okay? And I hope that Tom Brady is one and done. You know what I'm saying? In this playoffs. So the NFL can't boast about how he's not done. The GOAT's not done. And then just release a whole nother documentary in just this year. You know, there's like 50 documentaries and a whole movie.
80 for Brady.
Oh my God, there's a movie coming out called 80 for Brady. Like, the money that this Brady man brings in for the NFL is like unbelievable. There's a whole Brady cult.
Squidward.
Handsome Squidward. Yes, he is Handsome Squidward.
He looks just like him.
So, there's like a Brady cult, and I hope that he's just like one and done. You know what I'm saying? Because I can't take it. I can't. And then the next week, there's no way the Cowboys are going to go into the Super Bowl. I'm not even worried about that. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys, because eventually we'll get the Stephen A. rant, you know? But, Brady, humiliating loss for you. Retire. Again.
It's probably going to be a close game either way.
I just don't want to cheer for any of these people. Like... That's what I'm saying, though. I don't hate anybody more than I hate Tom Brady, so... You know? I mean... Rain Dakota... Zeke... Now, CD, I hope you do well. I don't hate CD Lamb. Speaking of... it's gonna be GOAT against Lamb.
Yeah, the GOAT against the Lamb.
Except Tom Brady's not the GOAT, so...
Wait, aren't goats and lambs the same?
What?
Aren't they like one's female, one's male? They're the same thing?
No.
Oh. What? Yeah.
No. Do you know what a sheep is?
Oh, sheep. This is a sheep. What is it, a sheep and a lamb or a sheep and a goat?
Are you serious? Dad, did you ever, like, have those games when you were little where it was, the sheep says, bah! Like, did you never have those or something?
I don't know if I've ever had one of those. Maybe they came out after I was a baby. So they helped you a lot, because I don't know.
A sheep.
Alright, a sheep's what? They say bah.
Okay,
So
think of the Bible. Think of the Bible.
Okay.
A lamb.
Oh, yeah. Lamb of God.
Right. A shepherd. Sheep, you dork! A sheep. Sheep is a grown lamb. A baby sheep is a lamb, and a grown lamb is a sheep.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh,
Yes.
so what age does a sheep become a lamb?
I'm about to blow your mind with Google right now.
No, one of these has a girl is a sheep. One is a girl and one is a boy, and they're the same thing, but they're just a boy. And
No. What is a lamb? Oops. A young sheep. You I told you. What do you think?
All right, what's the difference between a sheep and a goat then?
Oh my God, a big difference. One is a goat. You know what the goat is? A goat is Joe Flacco, and a sheep is CD. There's a big difference there. No, the goats. You've never seen a goat yet. You've seen like thousands of goats.
So what?
It's like.
So when CD Lamb turns 30, he's CD sheep.
Yes. Lamb and sheep. Oh, oops! I put lamb and sheep instead of goat and sheep. But see, Dad, I told you, age. How the two beings appear. See, look. The thinner one of them is the goat, while the chubbier one is the sheep.
So that's the female is the sheep.
And no,
Chubbier one.
the sheep has wool. The goat doesn't have wool. They are not. But they're closely related. But they're not the same thing. Look, what does the sheep have, Dad? It has wool. Look at it. Look at it. That's a sheep with all the wool and stuff that you shave off of it. And that's a goat. You don't shave a goat.
By the way, my mom was a farmer.
My mom was a farmer too.
Right.
So you thought you had that on me, but you
But not your
don't.
dad.
But my dad's mom and dad, right, were farmers.
My dad wasn't.
So why did you say not your dad? Because your dad is.
Your dad.
Your dad is.
Your dad was not a
Your
farmer.
dad is either.
Okay, so we're
My
even.
okay,
We're even.
so why did you bring that up in the first place? Oh
I'm just
my
saying.
God!
I'm
You
just
are
saying.
5 differences between sheep and goats. I can't believe it's gotten into this conversation.
Okay. Well, a lot of our listeners out there probably
Also,
wonder,
what do you think?
probably wonder what the difference was too.
I don't think so. I don't think they ever wondered that. I think that you were deprived of the ABC toys in your life, and you just needed differences between.
It's like you not
What do you think
not
of-
knowing geography. It's the same thing.
I just struggle at geography.
And I struggle with animals.
Animals.
Some animals.
And you know what?
I know what a cat
What do you
is,
think?
and a
What do you
dog.
think? Veal is? Isn't that the
That's what-
meat?
That's what the brides throw over their head when they're getting married.
Oh my God!
You said veil.
Well, what's the veal?
Veal is a young. What? Something.
It's a lamb.
No.
It's lamb meat.
I don't eat lamb. And I didn't eat veal before.
Here we go.
No. You're wrong on this one.
Google, Google, Google. Well, it's actually not Google. It's Bing because that's the default on this. But Google, Google, Google.
Veal's a young cow, I think.
Oh, but there's different kinds, right?
We'll see.
See, there's veal calf, which is a calf. You know what a calf is?
Yeah.
What?
It's right below my knee and above my ankle.
Oh my gosh, just answer it seriously.
Yeah, it's a cow.
Okay.
It's a
So
young
you know,
cow.
yes. So there's cow, but then there's lamb too. There's like lamb ones.
Yeah, where? Where do you see lamb?
Well, look up lamb.
Gotcha, this one.
Look. Veal is the meat of calves, which are young cows or bulls. But then there's lamb. Oh, lamb is mutton. But I knew it was something. See? Lamb, people eat lambs. The mutton.
We just unveiled.
I confused the words.
Dew's weakness.
Veal?
Yeah, veal.
I confused it with the mutton, but you know what I meant.
They keep them in little cages.
You've never heard of mutton before? It's like what they said. People eat lamb. You know that.
Yeah, I know they eat lamb.
So what did you think a lamb was? You thought it was a goat?
No, but I know I've eaten veal before, and I know I never had lamb.
But you said you ate. That's deer. There's deer, right?
Deer what?
Isn't there deer, like baby deers they kill and eat? Like fawns?
No. They do, but it's not called veal.
How do you spell it? Like that?
Venison. That's what deer meat's called, is venison.
Oh, venison. Okay.
Yeah, not veal.
Oh, it's both
Veal.
V's. Give me a break.
I'm becoming the expert now.
I don't know how this got to a meat podcast.
We talk about everything here.
But this is a variety. It's the spice of life.
And folks, we will end all the world's problems.
Oh yes.
All they have to do,
Put us in charge.
listen to us. That's it.
No, I say put us in charge. You know how many times I'd be saying that? Like, when I'd be playing, like, a video game, and I'm like, this game would be so much better if I was in charge. Like, we're just...
Like the NFL, like they would have played that Bills-Cincinnati game.
Oh, yeah,
If
yeah.
I was commissioner. They'd also have a few rule changes.
You know what? And that's... maybe it's too early to make that joke. I was gonna say that's the real reason why DeMar Hamlin went down.
Oh.
Joe Burrow.
What was the Pittsburgh celebration?
Oh, yes. Yeah. Pittsburgh did the CPR celebration where
Last week. Right
after a sack.
Right after that happened.
Yes, right after that happened, I don't know the player's name, forgot, but it was a sack celebration.
It was a Steelers, so what's the difference?
Yes, but he was going, he was laying down like that, and then they did a, and then the guy got back up and started walking again. So once
Imagine
again,
that. Pittsburgh in poor taste.
Imagine that. Yeah, Joe Burrow actually sucked DeMar Hamlin's blood. So, on the field.
He was okay until Burrow came over.
Exactly.
For some reason.
That's further proof that Burrow is actually a jerk, I think.
No, he's just a vampire.
Okay, you know what? And I'm not going to say it's too early for that joke because he's home now. You saw that report? He's out of the hospital in Buffalo. He got transported to the Buffalo hospital, and now he's out of the Buffalo hospital and he's back home.
Oh, is he?
Yes.
Very good. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
So
And we
there's
were
a little
talking
update.
about by next week, hopefully he's home. We said that.
Exactly.
And he's evidently home. I haven't heard that, but I knew he was back in Buffalo.
He's home just today.
Fantastic.
So, that's great. And, let's go Ravens.
I hope all our podcasters will be rooting for the Baltimore Ravens this weekend.
Yes. Yes, yes,
We
yes.
can use your prayers.
Pray for Baltimore.
Number 3 doesn't need them evidently anymore.
Pray for Baltimore,
Yeah.
guys.
Yeah.
This is something we need to come together about. Okay? As a family. Family. Alright. Same bat time.
Same bad channel.
Goodbye, everybody.